Welcome back, everybody. Today, we're going to be doing a deep dive into something that I think a lot of people are curious about, and that's nature journaling.
Yeah.
We have some great material from Lestallion. It's a website that sells journals,
Yeah.
but they also have this great blog post with 50 nature journal prompts. And we're going to be looking at all of those today and kind of picking them apart
Mm-hmm.
and really going deep. So some of the categories they have that I think are really interesting are exploring the outdoors,
Mm.
finding balance in nature, connecting with the earth, even healing through nature.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited to have you here with me to kind of break down all these prompts and see what's what.
Yeah, I'm really excited to explore this too. These prompts, they really encourage us to connect with nature on so many different levels, not just visually, but, emotionally, intellectually, and even spiritually.
Absolutely. And I think that's what I find so fascinating about nature journaling in general is it's more than just going out and listening to the birds you see or the trees you see. It's about really connecting with nature on
Yeah.
that deeper level. So let's jump into the first category, exploring the outdoors.
Hmm.
And one of the prompts that really jumped out at me was describing the sounds of nature and how they make you feel. I went out the other day and tried this, and I was like, oh, I've really been tuning a lot out.
Oh, I know. That's one of my favorites too, and it's such a great example of how these prompts really bring us into the present moment.
Yeah.
When we're focused on a sound, we're actually engaging in a form of mindfulness and quieting that mental chatter and becoming more aware of what's around us.
Yeah, it's like hitting the reset button on your brain. Another one that I like in this category is reflecting on your favorite season and how it affects your mood. I think for me, I'm such a summer person. I love being in the sunshine. It makes me feel alive.
Yeah, and that's such a great illustration of how intertwined we are with the natural world. Even something as simple as the changing seasons can have such a profound impact on us, like on our emotions, our energy levels, our creativity, even.
Absolutely. Which kind of brings us to the next category, finding balance in nature. And there's one here about learning from how nature adapts to change. Like how trees bend in the wind instead of breaking.
Yeah, and that's a really powerful lesson in resilience. Nature is constantly in flux, yet it always finds a way to kind of maintain this equilibrium, like how a forest fire, something that seems destructive,
Yeah.
actually clears the way for new growth. And, sometimes we need to embrace those periods of upheaval in our own lives too, and, trust that they're paving the way for something new and beautiful to emerge.
That is so deep. I love that. It's like nature's giving us the blueprint for how to navigate challenges. Okay, let's move on to connecting with the earth. And this one really resonated with me. Feeling the earth beneath your feet and writing about that connection. Have you ever tried that?
Yeah. I have, and it's surprisingly powerful. There's actually a growing body of research on the benefits of what they call grounding, which is essentially having that direct contact, with the earth. And studies have shown that it can reduce inflammation, improve sleep, and even decrease stress. It's like we're literally absorbing the earth's energy.
Yeah, and I've heard about people walking barefoot on the grass or even hugging trees to feel more grounded. Is there any science behind that?
There is. It's thought that the Earth's surface has a negative electrical charge, and when we come into contact with it, our bodies absorb these electrons, which act as antioxidants and help to neutralize harmful free radicals.
So it's not just like a woo-woo feel-good thing. There's actually something to it. I'm feeling more grounded already. What's next?
All right, let's move on to finding inspiration in nature. And there's a great prompt here about how nature sparked creativity and helps us think more clearly. Have you ever noticed how after you spend some time outdoors, you just feel more creative?
Oh, absolutely. I was reading recently that Beethoven would take these long walks in the forest, and that's where he came up with some of his most famous melodies. Do you think there's a connection between nature and our subconscious mind?
I think there's definitely something about the vastness and the complexity of nature that seems to unlock our own creative potential. Maybe being surrounded by this natural beauty and ingenuity sparks new ideas and perspectives within us. Or maybe it's just the break from our usual routine and that influx of fresh air that allows our minds to wander and explore new possibilities.
It's like nature gives us the space to think outside the box, literally.
Yeah.
Okay, last category we're going to look at today is healing through nature. And one prompt here asked about how nature helps us heal from stress and emotional pain. I think we can all relate to that.
Absolutely. We've all experienced that calming effect of a walk in the park, or that sense of peace that washes over us when we sit by the ocean. And now we even have scientific evidence that supports what we've intuitively known all along.
Right, like the Japanese practice of forest bathing, which has been shown to have some amazing benefits for mental well-being.
Exactly. Studies have shown that spending time in nature can reduce cortisol levels, lower blood pressure, even boost our immune systems. So it's not just a feeling, there's a real physiological basis for nature's healing power.
This is all so fascinating. I feel like we've only just scratched the surface of these prompts and the incredible ways that they can help us connect with nature on this deeper level. There's so much more to explore.
Yeah, there really is. And each one of these prompts is like a little doorway leading to a whole universe of discovery. And you know what's great is you don't need any fancy equipment or special skills to get started. Just grab a notebook and pen, head outside, and let your curiosity be your guide.
I love that. No pressure, just pure exploration. Okay, so we've covered some of the broader themes, but I'm curious to go back to some of these specific prompts that kind of caught my eye. So under exploring the outdoors, there's one that asks you to choose a single tree and describe it in detail. What do you think the benefit is of that kind of hyper-focused observation?
Well, it's a wonderful exercise in mindfulness and developing a deeper appreciation for the natural world. When we take the time to really observe something, we start to notice details that we might have otherwise missed, like the texture of the bark, the way the branches reach toward the sky, the subtle variations in the color of the leaves.
Like you're seeing that tree for the first time,
Yeah,
even if you've walked past it 100 times before.
exactly. And that heightened awareness can carry over into other areas of our lives as well. We become more attuned to the subtle nuances in our relationships, the details of our work, even the way we experience our own emotions.
It's like training your brain to be more present
Yeah.
and engaged, not just in nature, but in everything.
Percent.
Okay, let's shift gears over to finding balance in nature. There's a prompt that asks, what is one natural process that resonates with you? What do you make of that one?
I think that's a really beautiful invitation to see ourselves reflected in nature, whether it's the cycle of the seasons, the ebb and flow of the tides, or the way a plant grows towards the sunlight. There are so many metaphors for our own human experience.
Right.
Yeah, like take the moon, for example. It goes through these phases of waxing and waning. Just like our own energy levels, our creativity, even our emotions. There are times when we're full and radiant and times when we need to retreat and recharge. And recognizing these natural rhythms can help us find more balance and acceptance in our lives.
Yeah, it's like nature's reminding us that it's okay to not be on all the time.
Mm-hmm.
There's a natural ebb and flow to everything. Okay, moving on to connecting with the earth. There's one prompt that asks, how do you nurture your connection with the earth?
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like, especially in our modern world where we're constantly bombarded with technology, this is such an important question.
Oh, it's crucial. We've become so disconnected from the natural world. We spend so much time indoors surrounded by concrete and screens. But nurturing that connection doesn't have to be complicated. It can be as simple as taking a few minutes each day to appreciate the beauty of a flower or listen to the birds singing or just feel the sun on your skin.
I love that. Little moments of awareness can make such a big difference. What are some other ways that we can intentionally bring more nature into our lives?
Well, bringing plants into your home is a wonderful way to create a sense of peace and connection. Even if you don't have a green thumb, there are plenty of low-maintenance options out there like succulents or snake plants. You could also try creating a small herb garden on your windowsill or your balcony.
Well, those are good ideas, like bringing a little piece of the outdoors inside. Okay, let's talk about finding inspiration in nature. One prompt that stood out to me was, how does nature clear your mind and open new pathways for ideas?
Mm.
Like whenever I'm feeling stuck or creatively blocked, going for a walk in the woods always seems to help.
Yeah, there's something about the vastness and complexity of nature that just seems to unlock our own creative potential. Maybe it's the fresh air or the lack of distractions, or maybe it's just the sense of awe and wonder that nature evokes. Whatever it is, being in nature allows our minds to wander and explore new possibilities.
It's like hitting the refresh button on your creativity. Okay, last but not least, healing through nature. There's a prompt here that asks, how does nature help you process emotions and find peace? And we talked about the science behind nature's healing power, but I'm curious to hear your personal perspective on this.
Well, for me, nature is a sanctuary. It's a place where I can go to feel safe, held, and supported. And when I'm feeling overwhelmed or stressed, being in nature helps me slow down, reconnect with my breath, and find that sense of inner peace.
It's like nature provides a container for our emotions, allowing us to feel them fully without judgment. Whether it's the gentle rustling of leaves or the rhythmic crashing of waves, there's something inherently calming and restorative about the natural world.
Yeah, it's a reminder that we're part of something so much larger than ourselves, something ancient and wise. And when we tap into that connection, we access this wellspring of strength and healing.
These prompts are truly incredible. They've really opened my eyes to the many ways that we can benefit from connecting with nature, whether it's through exploring our senses, finding balance, sparking creativity, or simply finding peace. It feels like we've been given a whole new toolbox for navigating life's challenges and finding more joy and meaning along the way.
It is. And the best part is this toolbox is always available to us.
Yeah,
Nature's always there waiting to be explored, to share its wisdom, its beauty, its healing power.
I love that.
Okay.
Okay, before we wrap up, I have to ask about this Lestallion company. We've been talking about their prompts, but they also sell journals, right? I was browsing their website. They're gorgeous.
They specialize in handcrafted leather journals, the kind that feels almost sacred to write in, like an
Mhm.
extension of the natural world itself.
I can totally see why that would appeal to people who are drawn to nature journaling. There's something about that tactile experience of putting pen to paper,
Mm.
feeling the texture of the leather, smelling that earthy scent. It just adds another layer of depth to the whole practice.
Yeah, it's about creating a ritual, a sacred space for reflection and connection. And having a journal that reflects the beauty and depth of that experience can enhance it in a really special way.
I'm definitely adding one of those journals to my wish list.
Yeah.
In the meantime, I'm already thinking about which prompt I want to explore first. So many amazing options to choose from.
Well, there's one that's been particularly resonating with me. It asks you to think about a specific place in nature that brings you joy and peace, and then explore what is it about that place that draws you in? How does being there make you feel? What senses are awakened? What memories or emotions does it evoke?
Oh, that's beautiful. It's like an invitation to go beyond the surface level and really tap into that deep, heartfelt connection we have with certain places.
Exactly. And I think that's a perfect note to leave our listeners on. Take some time to reflect on your own special place in nature. What is it about that place that calls to you? How does being there nourish your soul? And maybe grab a notebook and pen and start exploring those questions through the lens of nature journaling.
Such a wonderful takeaway. A reminder that nature is always there for us,
Yeah.
offering its wisdom, its beauty, and its healing power. All we have to do is open ourselves to it.
And maybe pick up a pen and start writing.
Until next time, happy journaling.